I am keen to know what you think of the VNI West, the Victoria to New South Wales connector. It is, if you're just coming across this, it's been controversial for a while, but it's a massive high voltage transmission line connecting the two states, and it is all about renewable energy supply. And as the coal-fired power stations are turned off and retired, I wonder if they've got enough super, we need these new connectors for our new sources of power. It's been extremely controversial. Farmers have been protesting against it for years. Recently, some landowners have been fined for not allowing authorised officers onto their property for suitability studies. And today, the Coalition has announced they will scrap the VNI West if they win in November. Shadow Minister for Agriculture, Emma Kelly, spoke to ABC Ballarat Breakfast this morning. Here's what she had to say.
We know that they feel like they haven't been heard when it comes to landholder rights. They're extremely frustrated now that they've had fines. We've seen the frustration where there are really significant environmental assets through that region, and there hasn't been any attempt by Labor to work with the communities around that.
Meanwhile, this is what Government Minister Ingrid Stitt had to say.
We need these vital infrastructure projects and we need to make sure that renewable energy continues to be our future here in Victoria.
Let me know what you think. 1300 222 774. Do you agree with the Coalition who want to scrap the whole project? Do you agree with the farmers who don't want the lines going through their property? Or do you agree with our previous caller who says it's for everyone, and if the lines have to go there, then lump it? 1300 222 774 is the number to call. I'd like to know your thoughts on the VNI West. I'd like to know if there are even alternatives. If the Coalition do scrap it, what are we going to do? How far does it set us back? What do we actually need? To help get our heads around it, I'm joined by Jackie Trad, who's the CEO of the Clean Energy Council, and joins me now. Good afternoon, Jackie.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to all your listeners.
So tell me, why is the VNI West on the chopping block for the Coalition? What are their arguments?
Well, the Coalition are essentially saying that this is a project that should be scrapped because of opposition from farming communities. And to my mind, this is a big departure from a position they held only in May this year, Charlie, where they basically said, look, we're going to pause and we're going to review it. We're going to do a fast review. And the Shadow Minister came to an event we had and gave a commitment to all of the participants in that forum that it would be a sharp review, and they wanted to get an understanding of the costs, but they would be clear to industry around what the results of that were. Now, for them to have a decision made, 100 days until the next election, that is a very big departure from what they committed to only a couple of months ago. It speaks to me of a political play, not a position that's about Victorians and managing electricity bills.
And has there been this inquiry? Have they been transparent about what they've found about costs?
Well, not to us and not to the people of Victoria. So, regardless of the cost factors, there have been AEMO figures published out there, and there's been figures out in the public domain. Even the Ombudsman have reported on the figures. The issue we are grappling with is we are dealing with the fact that we have large generators that are retiring. 2028, 2033, that is a large amount of electricity coming out of the Victorian system, and it must be replaced. VNI West is critical. It's critical for energy security in Victoria. There has been significant amounts of investment already made in this project and all of the renewable energy projects that support VNI West, and scrapping it actually creates a level of chaos for Victoria's energy system. And as you said in the introduction, we don't know what the replacement is. We've got coal-fired generators retiring. We've got a plan. We don't have an alternative. Scrapping that plan is about chaos and driving power prices up.
I'm speaking with Jackie Trad, CEO of the Clean Energy Council. I'm curious to know what you think. 1300 222 774. Should we stick with the VNI West, or do you support the Coalition position to walk away because it's been unfair on the farmers who would be impacted, as we heard from the Shadow Minister for Agriculture, Emma Kelly, on ABC Ballarat this morning. Let me know what you think. 1300 222 774. Jackie, I'm not an expert on the power industry itself, but am I right in understanding that a project like this, which is planned to help replace those power plants going offline, has actually provided certainty in the development of the cleaner energy that will replace those power plants and the development of a new system?
That's exactly right. Everyone knows that you need transmission lines to get power from where it's generated to where mum and dad's kids, businesses, hospitals, schools use it. You need these transmission lines. You need power to be able to be transmitted interstate as well. We are part of a national electricity system. And so when we have an abundance in Victoria, we can export it. And when New South Wales has an abundance, they can export it to Victoria. This is part of being a member of the national electricity market. Now, without this transmission, we can't get new generation connected. And if we can't get new generation connected, we're not meeting the demands that Victorians have today around electricity and energy, and we're certainly not building for the demand of the future. And the more chaos we have in the system, the more volatility we have in electricity bills. It's as simple as that.
And of course, if you have capital, you're looking to invest, if there is a lack of certainty, you're not going to go all in investing in this clean energy. I want to talk about two alternatives here. First off, and I'm speaking with Jackie Trad, CEO of the Clean Energy Council. What alternative has the coalition suggested? Do they want to move away from clean energy in their solution?
In their solution, which I don't think is a solution, I think it's 6 dot points to get them out of a very difficult announcement today that gets them ahead of One Nation in a couple of seats. Quite frankly, it's not a plan. It's not a plan to put the power back into the system that Victorians need once Yallourn comes offline and once we see more generators retire when they come to their end of life. So it's not a plan, and that's a question that the opposition needs to answer. We know that we are increasingly needing more energy in our system. Our offices are becoming digitised. Our hospitals are relying on more and more energy, particularly for, assisted surgeries. We know that schools, I went to school when there used to be a blackboard. Now they're using whiteboards. So our communities, our lives are becoming much, much more dependent on electrification. So the demand is increasing, and unless we meet the demand that we're experiencing today and account for the population growth and the demand that we're going to see projected into the future, we're not building a system that's going to be prosperous for all Victorians, and we're certainly not keeping prices down, because the more we delay, the more we obfuscate, the more we create chaos, the more volatility there is in electricity bills, and the more Victorians pay. It's as simple as that.
One final question while I've got you, Jackie, and I think this is important. If the coalition are right, or they get in and they want to scrap the VNI West as it stands over the objections of farmers, what's the alternative? What alternative is there to the existing plan for the VNI West? How viable is it and how expensive is it?
Well, the opposition is saying that gas is going to replace the significant drop in energy and electricity that Yallourn represents when it comes offline in 2 years' time. They're saying that gas is going to be a replacement. We don't have the gas extraction, we don't have the exploration licences, we don't have the community agreement or consent. Does it require fracking? All of these answers, all of these questions have no answers to them, and it certainly won't be enough to replace Yallourn. Now, even Yallourn's own operators are saying they cannot extend Yallourn another time. It is unsafe, and it is a big risk for that company to keep extending it. So the opposition really need to make sure that they are very clear with Victorians and they don't leave them in the dark at the next election. They need to absolutely confirm, if they scrap VNI West from government, how they're actually going to create the generation that Victorians need, not only for today and all their electricity needs today, but also for the future, for their kids, for their grandchildren. So it's a real, I think today's announcement by the Victorian opposition is absolutely about a few seats, winning a few seats from One Nation, not actually securing the prosperity of Victorians in the future.
We will try to get the opposition on to talk about what goes beyond the 6 dot points that they announced this morning. But for now, Jackie Trad, CEO of the Clean Energy Council, thanks for helping us understand it today.
Thanks so much, Charlie.
It's 5:20. Charlie with you on 774 ABC Melbourne. A lot of people ringing